Hello, folks, and welcome to the Gamesline podcast. We're doing another one. We're doing it. We're talking. We're video games, and we're doing stuff all online. It's me, John. I am hosting this time. With me this time is Rose.
Hello, I'm here.
And it's
with
just
you
us.
this time.
Yes, it's just us. No special guests. No extra frills. We're coming at you with the facts. We're coming at you with the truth. You will get nothing but the most high quality conversation right now. So
Right now.
yes, right now, folks. There's been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of news this week. I'm just gonna say,
Yeah.
a lot of it's really fucking stupid, but we're gonna talk about it anyway because that's the name of the game, video games. But we've also been playing stuff. I mean, you've been playing stuff. I played one thing all the way through. I don't know. Do you wanna ring us in? Do you want to talk about something that you've been playing first? Perhaps.
Sure. Why
Yeah.
not?
Go ahead and pick something. You know, grab something from your pile and show us what you got.
Sure. So, I've been playing a lot of the new Zelda game. I guess I can just start with that one. That's the easy one to go into, get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a lot better than Breath of the Wild. I think it solves a lot of problems just systemically.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dang fuse system where you just fuse shit together.
Right.
It solves that durability problem that a lot of people had with the first game, which wasn't really my problem. My problem was like it sort of felt like you got annoyed when a weapon got destroyed, because it was just tedious. But now it's like you can just sort of just pick up horse shit all the time and just do nonsense. So it really helps the combat stuff. I haven't gotten too crazy into the vehicle stuff because I'm not a nuts and bolts freak. I think that I think the thing that I will say about that vehicle stuff is it's really cool, the stuff that you can make with it. You can make like a lot of bullshit. You can do a lot of crazy stuff. That game has way too many restrictions on like what is ostensibly a very free-flowing system.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's the big gliders you can ride around on. I don't know if you've seen those, like the big ones. They're shaped like birds, sort of.
Yes, I've seen them.
They despawn after 30 seconds of you riding them. Like,
Why?
while you're riding them. I don't know. I assume it's some sort of Switch memory thing or something, but it sort of like really sucked out a lot of momentum I had towards like experimenting with that stuff, because there's a lot of stuff like that. I think I talked about this, but a lot of the Breath of the Wild was like the Twitter clips generator, right? Like everyone loved to see the funny little Rube Goldberg stuff that everyone's pulling off. But this time it's like you can super tell they're doing the same stuff, but every video is hyper cut because not only will things just despawn, you'll also just run out of battery really easily for powering them. Which is one of the things you have to upgrade really tediously, like Minecraft, sort of. And it's just a weird thing where it's like, I feel like this game should have a creative mode, like Minecraft or, a bunch of other these games have, because it's like, this is a really cool tool set and really impressive stuff, and like, I guess it's just because the Switch will explode, probably, if it tries to do anything too crazy, but it is very frustrating to like try to like spend a lot of time making a vehicle and then it's just like, oh well, this part's just despawning now because it's existed for X amount of time, which isn't even that long. But everything else about that game I think is a big step up from Breath of the Wild. I think it feels like it's a Zelda game, which is a good thing. There's a lot of just fucked up guys everywhere. There's actual bosses that aren't just reskins of the same boss over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it because I'm not like a crazed lunatic for it like a lot of people are, I guess. But I think this one feels a lot better than Breath of the Wild. I think with Breath of the Wild, it was a type of experience where I was impressed like pretty quickly with it, but then like I'd say like 8 hours into that 70-hour game or whatever, I was really annoyed by everything about it. like it had shown its hand, so I sort of knew everything it was going to do. This one, I'm pretty more consistently surprised by what it's going for. Like, I think at first I thought that like the underside, there's the underground, the sky. There's the underground, the sky, and normal Hyrule.
The Undertale,
three layers. Yeah, and the underground is like seems really cool at first, and then it seems like, oh, it's just the same thing over and over again. But there's like cool stuff down there, and you can treat it as like a sort of like, I do little forays down there to do like a little thing once I find a hole on the surface to jump down from. And then you can just explore, and there's usually at least one new thing in every area of it. That makes it feel cool. I wish the Sky Islands had a little bit more, but it's fine. I think it's still a far cry from like a lot of how bad, Far Cry inspired open world games are. I think they're a lot smarter about it. Yeah, I just think it's a better game, basically. I think it's refreshing to see that. I'm not optimistic about Eiji Aonuma saying last week that this is what all Zelda games are now. Because it's not that I don't like the open world format in general for this series, but I think like especially like I don't know how people will play a third one of these,
Yeah.
Like they'd have to really change it. Like I don't even think just changing the map would be enough, really. Like I think they'd really, really have to do a lot. But who knows? Making me respect the hell out of Monolith again, this game. Just seeing that it's able to run at all, that the map is a lot more creative, like a Xenoblade game. I think Nintendo would be so fucked if they had not bought them. But yeah, that's about it for Zelda. I'm just going at it. I appreciate that they put in a bunch of old outfits into the game, though they did take out the Gerudo sexy outfit for Link, which is very sad.
I own that game and I haven't played it yet.
I was surprised when you said you got it, because I don't think you're not a big Zelda head, right?
I'm not.
Yeah, but I guess it's just like...
My roommate bought 2 copies on accident because he forgot to cancel one of them. Yeah, and he was like, I got this when it was $60. I'm either gonna return it or you can buy it off me. And I was just like, okay, because I'm sure it won't be under $70 anytime soon. So I was like, well, I got it at a bargain, I guess, technically.
That shit will stay like that forever.
I
feel like we're actually going to probably see Breath of the Wild price tank. Surprisingly.
Oh yeah, like this
game, like
this is just Breath of the Wild but better. Like they just replaced that game. It's not like, oh, Majora's Mask is this very different experience. It's similar, but like no, this is like they just did it better. So there's no reason to play Breath of the Wild anymore, basically. Like, it's just, that game is just...
Yeah. I know I'm like a big Breath of the Wild disliker, but like genuinely it was like, I feel so vindicated by like how much better this one is to be like, oh, I was so right. Like, I wasn't just being a hater. Like, these were my problems and they addressed a lot of them.
No, I mean, like, yeah, like all the fucking, like, people who love Breath of the Wild, like love those games, are being like, yeah, no, this is invalidated Breath of the Wild. There's no reason to play it anymore. So, yeah.
I think this game really makes Breath of the Wild feel like a tech demo, and like not in like a like, wow, that was a cool tech demo way. It's a sort of like, oh, like I get that you had to like set all this framework for you to make this stuff now, but it's just like, just from like a system standpoint, Breath of the Wild is really barren, like in what you do in it. Like everyone talks up those tools, like I said, the Twitter clips of like, slow down time or freeze time, like do the momentum stuff, throw bombs everywhere. But it's like, you don't even need to do that to do anything in that game. Like, you can pretty much just walk around with a sword and kill things normally, and it's way more effective and way more fast. Like, this game, on the other hand, like feels like they thought about it.
yeah, then I'm glad that they did, figure that out and, did looked at the stuff that people were using those tools for, and then making it something that the average person could have access to, and then focusing on that instead of just using all the old stuff.
I think a great example is that ascend ability is just so good, where you just rock it up. It solves so many of the problems in that game and creates cool puzzle things of figuring out how the hell am I going to get under this thing so I can go up inside it. But also just hey, it rains, just find a cave. They added 1 billion caves to this game, and then just go up through the ceiling, and then you don't have to climb. It's really just well considered, in a way that Breath of the Wild did not feel very well considered. I know people talk about it, but it really was just when it rains in Breath of the Wild, there's fucking nothing to do. But here, even if you aren't going to do the thing I just described of finding a cave and then going up, there are so many caves around, unlike Breath of the Wild. So you can go do a cave adventure or something, or go underground, or fly up to the Sky Islands or something. There's just a lot more options.
Sure. That's good. I don't know when the fuck I'm going to play it.
It's a hell of a commitment, I'll say.
I bet.
I feel like.
We'll see. I mean, honestly, it's not even I don't have the time thing, because, I don't have the fucking time for anything. So I'm just whatever, I'll play whatever, with the time that I have, but...
Finding the drive.
Yeah. I was fully prepared to not play it at all, Yeah. This is something that I'm just gonna get around to it, maybe. Yeah. Who fucking knows? Maybe I'll just be I don't even want to play this. I'll just get rid of it, I don't fucking know. Gaming. But what else? We talk about some news here, I guess. Sure. I guess if we're talking about Nintendo, we could talk about the this little roundup of the Nintendo's week of blunders. Because this is just a bunch of dumb bullshit, pretty much. So, first off, the 3DS got a system update a couple of days ago that patched out a fairly common exploit that you could use to hack your 3DS, and less than 12 hours later, the hacking group circumvented it. So
good.
Yeah, you can still pretty easily hack your 3DS. I think it's a bit harder to do if you have a base model 3DS, but you should just use a new one anyway. You should get a new 3DS, a new 3DS anyway, or a new 2DS. The new 2DS is the best one.
Yeah, those
are the best thing. I mean, and yeah, so it's fine. It's very stupid that they did it, because the eShop is fucking down. You can't buy anything anymore unless it's used games, which they don't even get money for. So
yeah, it's just insane.
Pointless.
It's not even I was thinking too, it's not they're going to make a 3DS virtual console either for this shit, at all. Mm-hmm. No way in hell they do that. They barely did the DS one, right? It's so I need someone to fucking beat the shit out of Nintendo's lawyers or something at the stage. They are just foul.
It's so dumb. I mean, I can't, I'm just imagining the people making that patch just, sitting there looking at each other I mean, we're getting paid for this, but this is pointless. Because that's how I would feel. This feels like some busy work kind of shit.
I would just be why? Why? The Switch doesn't have themes. Couldn't we do that?
Yeah, let me do something that people are actually going to give a shit about.
It was reminding me that, that I think you retweeted it, that tweet that was Nintendo just fucking forgot to turn on the Bluetooth headphones.
No, yeah, they fucking did that.
What?
The Switch had Bluetooth headphone of connectivity when it launched, and it took them a year or two to just turn it on in the fucking settings. No idea what the fuck. Nintendo is absolutely just that they make great games, but everything else they do is just boneheaded. Like it's just it's a very boneheaded company, and I would love for people who are way more like modern minded to take hold of it.
I just wish they would hire like I think about like Falcom hired that Durant guy who does PC ports that are really good to do all the Falcom PC ports to make them not suck. And I was just like, Nintendo just like constantly crushing every homebrew or like fan based like fix project, like them doing like a cease and desist on like the Breath of the Wild multiplayer guy instead of being like, hey, maybe we should work with this guy. And
yeah,
like,
what if we just helped this dude make it official and make it run really good, and then you could even like maybe charge for it and people would pay for it. Like just put out like a little fucking DLC, like, hey, this is the Breath of the Wild multiplayer DLC. Which, I mean, I bet they're sitting there like, we can't do that because there's only one Link, and you can't play a Zelda because that would be fucked up and not true, you know? Like you can't play a Zelda. Yeah, it's very much just like this fucking up your own ass bullshit that Nintendo is, you know?
Yeah.
When you look at Sega and, you know, like the best Sonic game that like everyone loves in the past couple of years. Well, I guess other than Frontiers, because a lot of people did love Frontiers, but like, you know, Sonic Mania was made pretty much by fans, you know? Like, what are you doing? Embrace your fans, don't push them away. Like, I don't know. I do wonder, like I wonder why they're so fucking like, I mean, it must just be like a political like mindset for the company, because like, I don't know, it like their lawyers are like so seemingly blood hungry for a lot of things. It's just bloodthirsty, I guess. It's blood hungry. What the fuck am I saying? Like comparatively, I don't know. Very weird. But so okay, next thing. So there's a game that came out on let me see here, on the 23rd, called Sunshine Shuffle, which is a game where you play as a let me actually look at this game here.
A little creature.
Yeah, you're like a little animal creature, and you're playing cards with other little animal creatures. It's just a cute little like playing card game, except the people you're playing with are bank robbers. But it's still just it's set up real cute, you know, like you're decorating their boat that they are like that they've been sailing on because they're trying to not get executed by the mob. So it's pretty much just like a little story game where you're, you know, learning about what went down, why they did what they did, and you play cards. Like it seems just like a cute little thing. You know, it makes me want Poker Night at the Inventory 3. But the dev, I suppose, made some jokes on Twitter about kids gambling if they played the game. And because of that, Nintendo, I guess, picked up on that and was like, "Oh, hey, so is this a game about gambling as a child? That will fuck up the ESRB rating. You're not allowed to release it." And so it got it seems to have been like delayed, I guess. It's banned from the North American eShop at least.
It's just like you see these types of decisions, this and Valve. You know, Valve historically has this problem all the time.
Yeah,
it's just like, are you like vetting this as like with like human beings? Like, do you have a support team of any kind that has like brains that are
absolutely
like, it's insane.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything about the game being released on Switch yet. I don't see anything, but yeah, it seems like they are they're still trying to work on getting that out on Switch. Yeah, hopefully that gets ironed out. Oh, okay. It'll be May 31st. So yeah, I guess they got it straightened out. But it's very stupid that this is something that had to get straightened out. Just a very stupid little, like, blunder here.
You're still seeing it happen on Steam with some visual novels. It's crazy. Like,
for sure.
Especially Steam. Like, I opened up Steam and, like, had left it open when I left, and when I came back, I was like, Jesus, it's a good thing, like, this isn't, like, a public computer or something, because it just has, like, fucking porn games right there. Like, right on the front page, like, huge banner ads for them. Like,
alright, let's see what's available today. Alright, new and trending, Cyber City Sex Saga.
Oh, wow, a saga.
Yeah, a whole saga of sex. Project Passion, Season 1. Opie Arrow... Season 1. Opie Arrow App Academy, Bigger, Better, Electric Boobaloo. Okay, that's actually a pretty good name. That's pretty good.
Electric
Boobaloo. And then Fetish Locator, Week 3. Locator? Week 3?
That's the one. That's the one that was on my front page, like, yesterday, and I was just flabbergasted by it. It was that one. It had a huge banner ad. I was, like, shocked.
It's only $25 to get all 3 weeks.
Okay.
So, you know, that's a bargain.
A bargain. Yeah. That's a steal.
Or you could pay $20 and buy a Warhammer 40k bolt gun, which I've heard is really good, and I might pick that up.
I have heard good things. I watched Nextlander play a little bit of that, and it seemed pretty good.
Listen, being a gamer these days is a trial. You're always getting bombarded by insane horny content.
Yeah.
But that in this case, it just there needs to be more people actually, like, vetting things. Overall,
there just need to be human beings who evaluate a situation and go, like I think you need, like, at least 3. You need at least 3 people to do it, is my take. Like, in a situation like this.
I think Steam probably needs more, though, than that. But...
That's probably true. Well, yeah, I just mean, like, per game, like, analysis. Like, I'm saying, like, you're looking at a game, you need to have, like, one person go, like, render their judgment, and then have a second person go, is this normal? And then have a third person go, is this normal? Because it's just, like, I think about, like, the Valve stuff, like, a lot of that was, like, that weird, like, so just some weird guy with a vendetta, right? Like, just blocking all things that had school uniforms regardless of content, right? Like, and it's just like, you need someone to not stop, like, biases like that happening, like weird things. Like, that's just how it should be. Like, it's very strange. Valve makes enough money for that, and so does Nintendo.
So to overlap your point here, to talk about Nintendo and Valve here, that was a good lineup here. Yeah. The Dolphin emulator was supposed to launch on Steam. There wasn't, like, a specific date, I don't think, but it was something that had a page on Steam. But on the 26th, Nintendo sent Valve a cease and desist to block the listing of Dolphin on the Steam page. Basically just being like, yeah, we don't want emulators for our stuff on Steam, which a lot of people were like, well, they can't do that, you know, like, if there's a lawsuit about this, they're going to lose because there's precedence with the Sony thing with Bleem. However, there is a little teeny tiny wrinkle in that it turns out that Dolphin actually just copied and pasted the Wii's source code. So
yeah,
that was maybe not very smart on Dolphin's part. At the very least, it doesn't seem like Nintendo is going after them fully, like shutting them down completely, but it's the thing is, like the reason why Dolphin was getting put on Steam in the first place is because it would have made it a bit easier to use it on Steam Decks.
Yeah, I was going to say, this feels like Nintendo firing at the Steam Deck however they can, basically. Yeah. Because it's sort of the emulation machine now.
And, like, you know, it's got a very similar... It's very similar to the Switch, you know, in form factor. So, yeah, they're probably just like, oh, they're going to play a bunch of our our best games from the past, and they're gonna look better than however we're gonna have them. Because, like, hell, if they bring Wii and GameCube games to Switch or the next console, they're not gonna look as good as running on Dolphin, you know? Like, so, yeah, it definitely feels like a petty thing. Because the thing is, like, honestly, if Nintendo was gonna go after Dolphin, especially knowing the source code, they probably would have done it already. Like, Dolphin's been around for so long. This is absolutely just them, like, kind of using Dolphin as a, like they're punching Dolphin so Dolphin staggers back into Valve's arms, basically. Like, this is like, this is a battle between two titans that a smaller group is getting caught in the crossfire. We'll see how this goes. And I mean, at the same time, I'm pretty sure you can still just load Dolphin onto your Steam Deck. It's just, this would have just made it a little bit easier, but you can still do it. And even if Nintendo sends them a cease and desist, it is kind of too late. Like, Dolphin is just gonna always be out there. And I mean, even if they can't update it anymore, like, I can't really think of anything that, like, major that would need to get fixed, because, like, you could play, like, anything on there, you know? Like, I can't think of anything that, like, would be a big update that would, like, necessitate a big, like, oh, guys, you gotta download the newest version of Dolphin, you know? Like, there's always little things, yeah, it's just, yeah. I don't know. I should get a Steam Deck someday.
Yeah, I would love to, except for the price point being insane still to me. When I was getting my PS5, it was like I can get a PS5 or a Steam Deck, and I was like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The PS5 is just more like future proofing. For something like the Steam Deck, where it's like I feel like eventually it will just like run its course way faster.
Mm-hmm.
Like just by nature of being a PC thing, and like how bad optimization is on PC games in recent times. Like, it's just like for like $600 fucking dollars. Like, you know what? Can we talk about more news? Because that reminds me that I need to talk about something that I think is very. I know we talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it directly, but I'm sure it was talked about here. I think we might have. That stupid fucking PlayStation handheld that they showed at the PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah, we can get into we could just get into the PlayStation Showcase here. So we had a big old PlayStation stream. They announced some stuff. They showed off some stuff that we had known about previously, but had new trailers. And yeah, one of the things they showed off was oh my god, I don't even remember what it was called. I'm googling it.
Project something.
Project Q.
Okay, yeah.
It looks like shit.
In like every respect, like visually, like conceptually, like what it does, like it is a
visually
play device.
Visually, they took a screen. They took an 8-inch screen, and then like cut a PS5 controller in half and stuck both sides onto each side of the screen. And that's it.
On the top, too. Like, not even in the middle, right? Like, it's on the top of the screen.
Pretty much. I mean, it's on the sides. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, on the top sides or whatever. Like, it just looks bad.
And as you said, yeah, this is not Sony being like, hey, we have a new Vita. We have a new dedicated handheld platform. This is a streaming device that you have to connect to Wi-Fi for to play PS5 games on. Like,
who is it for? I just can't figure that out. Like,
why?
I'm sure there is a person out there who would use this, right? But like, how much is this going to cost? Like,
if this thing is like $50, I would think about it. I don't think I would get it.
But the controller isn't even that much. The controller is more than that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way. Like, I would think about it if it was $50, because it's just like, yeah, you know what? It's like a little extra screen thing. I could play PS5 games in my room, whatever. But like, this is gonna be like $120, $150, something like that. Maybe 200.
150 is my bet. I bet 200 if they're insane. Because I mean, I just wonder because like PSVR 2 recently sold. I think they were saying like 8% of the amount the PSVR 1 did in the same amount of time or something. Like it did not go over very well, and that was a very expensive device. So I would be stunned if they released another super expensive device to die. But it's Sony, so you know what? They probably will.
It's just a streaming device. Yeah, like, it's such a bad idea. Like, how could they fuck it up again? Like, there's no reason for this to exist. They are just wasting money making this. Like, if they, like, you know, if they tried to do another handheld, and it was another interesting flop, like the Vita, then at the very least they would still be like, oh yeah, no, they tried to do something. They tried, and it didn't work, but they tried. And this just feels like they wanted to have something that was in a portable form factor, like the Switch, because the Switch was very popular. But the reason why the Switch is popular is because you can take it wherever the fuck. You don't have to connect to the internet. And like, it's a console. It's a console by itself. I can take my Switch. I don't have to worry about, like, I can take my Switch to the fucking mechanics, and I don't have to worry about connecting to the Wi-Fi there. And if I do connect to the Wi-Fi at the fucking mechanic, it's gonna be dog shit. I'm not gonna be able to play jack diddly on a fucking PS5. Like, are you kidding me?
It really feeds into, I think, a lot of the, I think, like, before when people talked about cloud gaming, it's very easy to dismiss it. But I think, like, in the future, and I'm saying, like, future, like, 10 years from now or something, like, I think it is viable to be, like, concerned about, like, what cloud gaming will be like and treat it as, like, a legitimate force. Mm-hmm. But, like, there's such a focus on it right now when there is zero infrastructure in anywhere in the world, I would say, outside of, like, San Francisco or, like, New York City. I mean, even there, like, good luck with that. Like, there's just the internet infrastructure is awful everywhere. Like, there's data caps in tons of countries. There's, like, so many issues. Like, who is this for? How do you make this?
I don't know. Bad idea, Sony. Just make a Vita with a normal memory card.
Oh, I found out recently that it's a lot easier. You don't have to hardware mod your Vita to do the SD memory card things anymore. It's pretty easy.
Oh.
And I'm pretty excited about that because I love the Vita, frankly. Like, I think they really fucked it up. They really did a bad job, but that screen's great. The form factor, perfect. Versus, like, I'm thinking about holding that fucking screen with those dual sense cut in half, and it's like, imagine how bad that will feel. What really? I, like, joked about it. It looks like those fucking videos from, like, 2008 that was like, this is what the PlayStation will be like in 10 years.
Yeah, this is the Wii phone. Right. This is the Wii phone.
Yeah, it is the Wii phone.
Oh my god. Bad idea. Speaking of bad ideas, they're remaking Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah.
I mean, look. I try not to be too down on remakes. Like, I get it. We are in a really weird place in society with regards to art where a lot of stuff these days are remakes. A lot of them are bad, especially the movies. But also, you know what? That Resident Evil 4 remake this year was fucking good.
It was.
Sometimes they're good.
But also, like, Capcom's on fire now, so, like, it's hard to...
Yeah. And then saying, oh, hey, Konami is doing a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake in-house. When was the last time they made a game? That wasn't soccer?
Metal Gear Solid Survive.
Yeah. Because, you know, like, I could be optimistic about that, like, Suikoden remake, because they are just, like, up-resing it, basically. That is an old game. They're not going to do anything, but, like, what are they doing to the gameplay here? Because they said they are updating the gameplay. They said they are not updating the story. Straight up, they haven't straight up said it, but it kind of seems like they are just going to use the voice acting, like the original voice acting. Like, they made an announcement that was like, oh, David Hayter and the original voice cast are going to be in it, and it's like, sure, but like, just the way they said it, it was like, I think they're saying they're just going to use the old voice acting.
That
like,
was the vibe I got too.
So it's gonna be like a shot-for-shot cutscene remake with all the same voice acting, but like the gameplay, because I mean, like, they showed like a little picture of like the pictures that they showed were just like, oh, here's like the jungle, here's that bridge, and you know, that stuff was whatever. But then the thing that I saw where I was like, oh, was they showed like a shot of Groznygrad, which is like where you get Sokolov, right? That's the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was so fucking tiny. Like, there was a picture, like there was a soldier walking around it, and he took up so much of the space. And I just remember Groznygrad being like it wasn't gigantic, but like there was space to play around in. And just like looking at that screenshot, I was just like, where the fuck are you gonna hide? Where are you going? I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. Like, I don't know. It's so worrying.
I mean, they just had to they had to swing for the fences after they made the Silent Hill 2 announcement that pissed everyone off, right? They're like, let's do it again. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
I feel like there's a distinct possibility that it ends up fine. Like, I bet, obviously we'll run into the same thing as like Demon Souls, where the visuals will be considered a downgrade and some other stuff, but I bet it will be the thing that it comes out and it's perfectly serviceable. Like that's the sad thing, is that is what I feel like the best case scenario is, you know, where it's like there's no world where it's great.
Yeah, when people were talking about the Resident Evil, again, I'm gonna keep bringing up Resident Evil 4 remake. Like when people were talking about that, like people were like, you know, like there's a chance it's just gonna be okay, and that was like the lowest end, and it turned out that it was great. So that's like, okay, yeah, like you know, even if you were keeping your expectations in check, you know, they were exceeded. But like at this point, exceeding our expectations is gonna be like, it's fine. You know, it's okay. That's a bummer, you know, like, fuck.
Like, yeah, all that money's being poured into nothing.
Yeah. But they
because, like, oh yeah.
They also did announce, though, the good news here is that they are going to release a Classics collection, which, at the very least, includes 1, 2, and 3. I think it's going to be the like subsistence version of 3, so that also includes Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2.
Yeah, it's the Blue Point remakes, right?
Yeah. 2 and 3, they're going to be the HD collection versions. And then whatever version of 1, I think they said that it's like
legacy collection thing that they did for the PS3 version, I think.
I guess so. I mean, it's going to come with VR missions, so you know that's another game basically. But there was like a question mark at the end, like, oh, is there going to be something else? So, and I mean, it is called Volume 1, so I'm guessing there's going to be more, and I'm hoping that means that they're going to dig a bit further, because you know, like, there's probably like there might not be a big chance that we're going to get 4, you know, because there's just all those rights issues. If they do go through the effort of changing stuff for 4, that would be cool. Like, I would love for a version of Metal Gear Solid 4 to exist. Like, they did say that they had to edit some stuff for copyright for this release because of all that like stock footage that lapsed and all that, which I know some people are upset about that, but you know, I'm not gonna die if, you know, a fucking piece of stock footage had to be replaced with something that is the exact same thing because it's fucking stock footage, you know? Like, I'm sorry, I'm like, the exact shot of like a picture of a missile or something isn't gonna fucking upset me. You know, like, I mean, I guess I understand if you're like, oh, I've seen these cutscenes so much, I know exactly which F-14 Tomcat that is, but, like I'm not gonna lose any sleep.
Yeah.
Before they're gonna have to change a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, like, are they gonna put like a? I mean, I don't know. Are they gonna put like a Walkman in instead of an iPod for Snake to listen to the podcasts? I don't fucking know. I mean, they'd have to do like actual work, like not just like, okay, we're dragging a video file out and dragging a new one in. Like, that is like new assets that they will have to make, and that's gonna be a hassle. But I mean, I would love for them to be really completionist about this. Like, I would love for them to just be like, hey, Volume 2 is fucking, like, Snake's Revenge, and Portable Ops, and Portable Ops Plus, and Peace Walker, and fucking Ghost Babel. And then, like, Volume 3 is, like, Revengeance, and fucking, I don't know, like, 5 again, I guess, or something, and... You know, like, just a bunch of crazy shit. Like let us be able to fucking buy, like, the document of Metal Gear Solid 2. You know, like, let us get, like, let me play Metal Gear Touch. You know, like, go fucking crazy. I don't know. I don't expect
transference.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how far they'll go, but at the very least, like, Konami's collections are really good. Like those Castlevania collections and Contra collections that they did.
But those are outside companies doing those, is the thing. Like, they commission, wasn't the Castlevania collections?
I don't think so. Like, it wasn't like digital clips or anything. Yeah, I think that was in-house. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what that ends up being, really, because yeah, I want to just be able to play those, like, weirder games. Like, Acid. We need to give us a way to play Metal Gear Acid 1 and 2. Like, just collect all those games. That would be really cool. And I mean, like, they've also not shied away from putting, like, weird or even bad games in those collections. Like, you can play like Castlevania The Adventure in one of those collections. You know, like, that game's dog shit, but it's good to have that in a collection for posterity's sake and for people to try it out and to show the history of the franchise. So, I mean, I can't really think of any Metal Gear game that's, like, on that level. But I mean, I know that, like, the Acid games are very, you know, they have their fans and some people hate them. And I mean, yeah, like I said, like Snake's Revenge. I don't really think anyone gives a shit about that game, but they should preserve it. Like, you know, it's not canon or whatever, but just fucking, like, put it in the collection so people can be like, yeah, here's this oddity of the franchise.
I will say, I went to go look it up, and all of those collections were made by M2.
Oh.
So, there is a bit... that I thought that was the case.
So, but then, at the same time, I don't know if we know who's making this one.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a chance M2's making that, you know? I mean, if I were Konami and I saw that M2 did such a great job on those Castlevania and Contra collections, I would just keep them on deck to make the Metal Gear one, you know? Like, that just seems like a no-brainer. So, just like how Digital Clips did a bunch of the, like, Capcom ones. I know they didn't do all of them, which, for some of them, that was kind of weird, because, like, they did, like, Mega Man Legacy Collection 1, but not 2, or something like that.
Yeah.
And some other stuff, but, like, it made sense for, like, Battle Network because they, like, basically remade those games. So
yeah, with the original dev team and everything.
Yeah. So that made sense. But no, yeah, I mean, like, it's just kind of funny that the thing that I am more excited about that they announced was the, like, Classics collection than the remake. But I don't know, maybe maybe I'll get the remake when it's on sale eventually or something. I'm not jumping through hoops to get it, you know. Like, I got RE4 day one, blasted through it, loved it. Metal Gear Solid 3, I'm not gonna, like, freak out about, because yeah, I'm probably just gonna get the collection and play it on that and be like, damn, Metal Gear Solid 3 fucking rules, because it does. Oh yeah, and also, this is called Metal Gear Solid Delta, like a Delta symbol. Instead of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, it's Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Which, Delta can mean change, so that's them being like, oh, it's got changes in it.
I thought it was that it meant, I thought it was the opposite. I thought it meant, like, it's change without changes to the structure or something like that. Like
I guess. Sure.
Yeah, like surface changes or whatever.
Sure.
I don't fucking know. It's gonna suck.
I mean, I liked the theory that I think the Sphere Hunter said, that was like they didn't want to put a number in there because they're gonna remake the games like chronological order, so they'll do 1 next and then 2, but they didn't want to like have it be 3, 1, 2 and confuse people who don't know anything about Metal Gear, and it's just like, well, okay, I mean, like, that makes sense, but it's also stupid.
Yeah.
Other stuff that they showed at the PlayStation Showcase, Bungie announced a new game called Marathon, which, if you know what Marathon is, that was that Bungie's first game? Did they make something before that? Or?
I think they made something before that.
Okay, but it was their like
first big game, quote unquote.
Yeah. And so the thing is here is that the original Marathon was like, it was a story game. This is like a story-based FPS. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't really know
like
anything.
A dungeon crawler, basically.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about it.
It's very swag. Durandal is very cool.
Sure. I mean, I believe you. I'm not gonna.
Oh, you're gonna love this. Want to know what their first game was called?
What?
Nop with an exclamation point. GNOP.
Nop.
Nop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a Pong clone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, the original one was like a dungeon crawler sort of dealio. And this one is an extraction shooter, which I did not know that was a term until people were complaining about it. So I guess if you want an example of an extraction shooter, it would be like Tarkov, which I've never seen anything.
Or like
so
Marauders, or that new Call of Duty mode that I can't remember the name of.
Yeah,
but basically, the conceit is you go around, you get loot as you're playing, and then you try to extract before like enemies will kill you. It's PvP with like AI enemies also wandering around. I gotta say, as the shooter woman over here, I have much contempt for this genre. I think that it's kind of like, I think there's, the way that I keep thinking about it is like, the worst games of Apex Legends that I play are ones where you go around and you do all the looting and you get shot and killed immediately. And it's like, making an entire genre around that is insane to me. Like, that's the ideal outcome for you. Like, that's the average experience you're going to have in this genre. And it being stuff you carry between missions, right? Like it's semi-permanent loot that you like deck yourself out in. I think the concern that I see a lot of people, like, I'm curious to see it just because for all my problems with Destiny, I've liked pretty much everything Bungie's made. I think they always have a lot of great ideas behind their stuff. The main concern is that these games are inundated with a lot of like auction house style things. And I don't know if you know the state of Destiny 2 with its money stuff. But,
absolutely not. But I mean, I'm just gonna guess it's bad because that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, I mean, those expansions come out, they're full price, and then you also have to pay like another, I think it's like $50 to get the seasons or whatever. And then there's also all the microtransactions for clothes, and like they only design outfits for that microtransaction store. Bunch of other stuff. It's just, they sell dungeons separately. It's bad. So like the idea of them creating this genre that's like infamous for creating this like, real money transaction stuff on top, pretty traditionally, is pretty scary. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. It's just like, if you remember the big hubbub about Diablo 3's auction house, when that launched, of like, you can make real money off it. Like, that's the fear right now, I think, for some people. But like, visually, looks pretty cool. And like, setting a marathon's really unique. It really leans into that AI stuff that Halo sort of dabbles into. I think it's weird that they called this marathon, to be honest. But I don't know. I'm curious to see it, I guess I will say ultimately. I really don't like the extraction shooter genre, though.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing because, yeah, like, if they had just called it not Marathon, I think a lot more people would have been okay with it, but it is invoking a very specific kind of game and then just not doing anything even close to it. Like, okay, they're both shooters, but
who are you drawing in with this, right? Like,
nobody. Yeah,
you're pushing the Marathon people away, right? Like, it's really strange. I guess everyone just loves Legacy, right? They just want to build up this like sense of like, we're using everything.
I'm guessing that they were like pitching this, and like some higher up was like, call it Marathon because that's a name that people will know.
Yeah, that makes the most sense, but it's very strange.
It is very strange. No, it's 100% just like some suit making a decision that doesn't really make any sense.
You can go play those Marathon games for free. They've been free for like the last 15 years, I think.
I mean, maybe, but I think like in reaction to this announcement, Bungie like released them with like in a way that's like easy to use on modern PCs.
Oh, they re-released it? Okay.
Yeah,
I know I saw people saying like, "Oh, it's here," but like it's been around for a bit.
No, yeah, but I mean, I think they did some like work to make it just so you could just launch them on PC from today.
They're pretty cool. They're rough to play, I think, but they're really cool games. They're
of a time. They're of a time.
You get this. It's one of those cool things where you can tell it's a passion project, I think, and that's what makes it really cool.
Yeah. Two more things that you think are cool.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them I think is cool.
I was gonna say you better be on board for Alan Wake 2, John.
Yeah,
the manuscript.
Sure the manuscript. There's gonna be a new manuscript to find.
It seems like there's two protagonists.
That's
it seems
right.
Like you play as Alan Wake and as this FBI agent lady, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to see where this shakes out. It's coming out October 17th.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, October 17th. So
I'm really excited. I think like they released that tech demo for 2 like a couple years ago. Like their original 2, like from like 2015 or whatever, and it was right. Full of a ton of cool ideas, and it seems like a lot of those ideas were in this trailer a little bit, like just like environmental manipulation, and like the thing I really liked was that the enemy designs seem a lot more creative. Like visually, because like, don't get me wrong, I love the Shadow Men of Alan Wake 1. I think they're really cool and like fun, but it's nice to mix it up. It's nice to have like Chainsaw Massacre type killer guys and stuff.
Yeah, it looks very, very good. I am stoked as shit. And then also they showed Dragon's Dogma 2. You could talk about that.
Very excited that it looks exactly like Dragon's Dogma 1. It's I'm really glad when they announced this before, just because it's like, as much as I would love to see a Devil May Cry 6, I do want to see the Devil May Cry team like, keep making new cool things also, because the original Dragon's Dogma was cool. This seems cool too. It looks like a couple people were talking about like this trailer specifically just showed a bunch of magic and a bunch of NPCs and stuff. They added furries, which whatever, good for them.
Oh, okay.
But that game has like a really robust character creation, so I assume that like, that will include the furries, which is good, for variety. I'm always all for variety, like stuff like that. Do you know much about Dragon's Dogma?
I know that people are fucking crazy about it.
That's really cool. It's just like if they made Skyrim with Devil May Cry combat.
Sure.
But it's like a neat game. I really liked the first one. It seems like some of the people were saying like they might use some of the original design doc stuff, because the original design doc was like, we want to do crazy AI stuff. We want to have like, your AI like is constantly learning like new moves and stuff like that and ways to do quests. And that appeared to show up in the trailer. Like people were high-fiving and stuff. There's like some stuff from original concept art in this, and maybe they'll go to the moon in this one, which was a thing that they originally wanted to do in the old game. I think it'll just be cool. It's gonna be really cool. I'm glad that Capcom is so on fire lately. I'm really stoked because like seeing like they made Dragon's Dogma 2, that's crazy, dude. Like they made Devil May Cry 5, that's crazy, dude. They're gonna make fucking Battle Network now. They have to make a new Battle Network now. It's great. It's awesome. Capcom's like crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, like with Resident Evil 4 remake ending now, I feel like they're going to just start making more new games, which is good too. Because I feel like a lot of studios have been stuck in like remake world recently.
Yeah,
just in general, like Nintendo especially. Like, not that they're not putting out stuff, but you know, they released one Zelda and Mario game in the last 6 years. But yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 looks really cool. I recommend playing Dragon's Dogma. It's on sale for $4 like all the time. Very fun game. Pretty easy going. You can make a really tiny person, and then the other enemies can just pick you up because you're so small. So they just constantly grab you and pick you up, and you can't carry anything because you're really small.
It's very funny.
And it's just a weird game like that. It's really cool.
And then let me see if there's anything else. I mean, there's a Resident Evil 4 VR mode for the
it looked very funny.
remake. Sure.
There was I think like the only other game I was like really impressed by was, I can't even remember, Phantom Blade X, I think it's called. It was like some samurai game.
I'm looking for something that has Phantom in the name.
It was something like that.
I don't fucking see anything.
I can't remember what it was called. It was some samurai game that looked like pretty cool. The rest of that showcase was like pretty dire, honestly. Though, like we said, that little console was.
They had a gameplay trailer for Spider-Man 2 that looked really good.
That's true. That is true,
yeah.
Actually.
Spider-Man.
It was a really long one too, and I'm never going to complain about getting symbiotes.
Yeah.
In a game, I love to see a symbiote.
We're getting a new game. We're getting a new game by the Night in the Woods folks. They have like a new studio called the Glory Society. It's called Revenant Hill. That will probably be pretty good because I like Night in the Woods 1 or not Night in the Woods 1. What the fuck? I liked Night in the Woods. So,
the insanest thing that I had completely forgotten was that fucking Grand Blue Relink is like coming out, they claim, this year.
Yeah, that's a game that's going to release. I guess
they claim. That's the game that, like, for people who don't know, they hired Platinum Games to make it, and then in like 2019 they were like, Platinum Games is not working on this game, even though they said it was like done. And then, like, it just went away for, like, 3 years. And, like, nobody heard anything about it. And now it came back and it looks, like, exactly the same.
It's so weird. I mean,
I think, does, like, anyone care about Grand Blue anymore? Is the thing that's getting me about this. Like, this game's been in development so long, I think, like, no one cares anymore.
I don't know about that. I mean, people still, are excited for the new Grand Blue fighting game.
But, like, fighting game people are an entirely different world, Like,
one of your fucking girlfriends likes it, right?
No. Everyone I know has quit it. Extremely. Like, the last, like, couple years of updates have been so bad that, like, everyone I know has stopped playing it.
Alright, I mean...
Like, I knew someone who was a hardcore PvPer, and she just quit, like, a couple months ago.
Well, my answer is that I want to play the RPG because it's an RPG, not a gacha game.
Me too.
So,
yeah. I'm hopeful that it's good, but I really don't know after a development like that. It seems basically impossible.
We'll see.
They did make that weird source filmmaker porn Splatoon game.
Yeah, Foam Stars?
Yeah, what was that?
It was a Square Enix game.
I know, but like, what was that?
Yeah, it was just Splatoon, but it looks like Source Filmmaker. Like, it's bizarre.
I've been trying to find this fucking game that I was talking. Phantom Blade Zero. It looked pretty cool. That's the only other game that I was like, oh, cool. They announced. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're supposed to believe this is the E3 showcase. I assume we are, right? Like, this is probably what that would have been, right?
Guess so.
It's a pretty weak one. Because it's like, everything that we were like, oh, sick, is stuff we knew existed. Like Dragon's Dogma 2, or Alan Wake 2, or Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, it was a lot of, like, stuff we already knew about, and a lot of the stuff that they announced was not really impressive, so... whatever.
I don't know. Their games take forever to make now, because they're all hyper-realistic blood, whatever. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Rose, hit us with another game, please.
Yeah, sure. I've been playing a lot of Trinity Trigger on the PlayStation 5. Yeah.
What is that? What is this?
It is a sort of like those Mana games, like Secret of Mana.
Okay.
Like, I think it's a lot more like the GBA one, specifically. It's just an action role-playing game, JRPG, made by this studio Furyu. They've made stuff like, you'll hate this part, but I think the second one was a lot better, the Caligula Effect. But I think they've cleaned it up, because a lot of their more recent games have been more well received. Like I said, like Caligula Effect 2 is a much different game.
Sure.
A lot better considered. And this one's really cute. It's like top-down isometric adventure game. You're switching between a lot of weapons and walking around, doing side quests, doing adventure. The conceit is that it is a world where the gods are always fighting, so they choose proxy soldiers or whatever. And what's been happening is they keep delaying the proxy war or whatever in this world by having the chosen warriors just keep getting, one of them keeps getting killed by the government, so that the war doesn't happen, basically. And you play as like one of those proxy dudes and try to just stop all of that from happening. The conceit is the Trinity Trigger. The trigger is you have these little creatures around you. They look like little pocket monsters, basically. And they turn into a bunch of different weapons. And like I said, you have a bunch of weapons, and they all come from this little guy. So it's like you have a sword, 2 swords, an axe, a gun, stuff like that. Just a bunch of options. And the idea is you switch between all those weapons, you go around, you do attacks, you solve puzzles isometrically. It's a very basic game. Extremely mid, as I would say. But I think there is charm inside of there. I think it has a lot of fun world building. The conceit is that like the Gods War's like toll on this world is that there's a ton of giant weapons stuck on the planet, and they basically like terramorph the zone that they're in. So it's like, oh, they dropped their like giant fist into the earth, like their giant gauntlet, and that like formed a giant crater where a lake was, and then desertification happened. Or like, oh, this bow is here in the forest, so that like encouraged a lot of like, fauna and flora growth. So it's like a hugely dense forest with a lot of like eccentric environmental design. There was the gun landed in this area and broke, so that it's just like become this place where everyone's insane because like it's not working correctly. And it's just like making like everyone like go insane around there. There's just like a lot of consideration for all the stuff like that I really like. They seem to try to circumvent tropes of like very basic JRPG stuff. It's just neat. It's just a fun little thing if you like action role-playing games, of which there are not that many, especially in this format. It's a nice little time. It's on PS5, PC, and I believe the Switch. I'll say on the PS5 it runs perfectly well. It obviously looks like a bit of a more budget game, but I think it's a lot of fun. It has co-op, because the Trinity part, there are 3 playable characters you can switch between at any time. And you can do that in co-op, too. I imagine that would be pretty fun. Because there's a real dearth of co-op games that aren't just live service games, I feel like, these days. It really harkens back. It feels like a PS2 game, is what I'll say, and that's what I'm really appreciating about it. Yeah. I've also been playing... I can do a quick one again. Humanity, I've also been playing on the PS5. Which is a puzzle game. I don't know if you've heard about this one.
I have.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
This one. Okay.
They added... the reason I'm playing it is they added to that PS5 collection that they have or whatever, where if you have PS Plus, you can just download a bunch of games. Which I've found it to be... Honestly, I would say at this stage, like, if you have a PS5, I'd say it's on par with Game Pass. Like...
Really?
Yeah, they, like, add crazy amounts of stuff. Like, I think... I'm not a huge fan of it, obviously, but that new Horizon game's already on there. They just added, like, all the Rune Factory games. They have, like, a ton of Final Fantasies. They have I would say, like, basically they have a similar library to Game Pass. Just with some more, like, PlayStation exclusive stuff in there.
Okay.
But yeah, Humanity's on there, and I've been playing it. I haven't played that much of it. I'm only in the second zone. But it seems like a really fun puzzle game. Play as a little dog, and you direct, like, horde... Like, it's a Lemmings, right? Where you're pointing where they go to solve puzzles. But it has, like, you know, ever compounding degrees of complexity. Like, they'll give you certain commands for each mission, like tell them to jump on this one, tell them to go this way, tell them to like remove gravity from them from this one, like do a bunch of crazy stuff like that. Like, you're launching a ton of people. The thing I like about it is that it's doing this weird thing that I've only ever seen, like, Nier do, that I think is really funny, which is the unlocking quality of life features the more you play. So it's like, there's like one of the first things I got was like, oh, you got enough of these. There's these special gold guys you can get by, like, doing challenging things in each puzzle or whatever. And it's like, oh, I got like 10 of those. So now you unlocked, like, you can restart the puzzle, but keep all of your commands up. So, like, if you think you're stuck on something or you want to do something else, like, with it, like, you can just restart and not undo all your progress and setting up, like, the track you want them to go on. And, like, a couple weird things, like changing the music and stuff. It's weird that it's unlocked behind that stuff, but I like it. I like those features when you get them. I think each level has been pretty consistently mixing things up. Like, they introduced, like, having you push blocks in a certain way, or having them all be on conveyor belts, and, like, adding certain switches so you need to, like, manage your crowd of people that you're moving along, to, like, basically always cross over this stop, so there's a constant stream constantly keeping the button pressed down. It's just a fun little puzzle game. If you have a PS Plus, I recommend it. It is on PC too. And I've been waiting to finish it before I get into this, but it does have a stage editor and, like, level creator, which seems pretty cool for a game like that. I think it has a VR mode too, which sounds really scary to me. But it's a fun little puzzle game. I always like finding a puzzle game that isn't so, like, overbearing, because I feel like Baba Is You is not super overbearing, but it's a little much sometimes, you know? And this is, like, a lot more, like, you know, it has a set format. They're going to modularly interact with the format, but it's never going to be something, like, that's, like, melting your brain. Having a lot of fun with that one. But I know you've been playing a hell of a game.
Yeah, so I'm cracking my knuckles here to get into it. So, yeah, I basically just, like, ran through the game once I got it, just because I was just gonna play it for a little bit, and then at a certain point I was like, oh, I'm, like, halfway done with this already. I'm just gonna finish this. So the reason why this took so long for me to play was because I ordered the limited run of it. I got the limited run of ANNO Mutationem, which apparently took so long because of the whole thing where, like,
the cards, right?
It was the cards. I don't know if we've talked about this on here before, but it was fucking crazy. So one of the limited runs things was that they were like, oh, we also print out, like, a little trading card for each of the games. And I think they have, like, 2 or 3 cards per game. So it's like, you can try to collect them, you could trade them, or do all this stuff, you know, like, whatever. But I guess because of the pandemic spike in Pokemon card purchasing, the Pokemon Company bought the like printing service that they were using, and they were still like getting the cards printed, but they were like pushed way back in the queue because the Pokemon Company was using all the printers to print Pokemon cards first. So they just said, okay, you know what? We're just not going to do the cards anymore. Like at a certain, they had like a cutoff basically where they were just like, yeah, after this game, I don't know which one, but they were like, after this specific game, we're not doing any more cards. Everything else we're going to honor. And so, yeah, ANNO Mutationem was one of the ones that they were still honoring. Took a pretty long time to come in. But oh boy. So, I was really looking forward to this game. It has a really, really slick, neat art style. The demo seemed pretty good, you know, like I enjoyed the demo part. Still enjoyed the part that was in the demo when I played through it again here. But as I continued to play, more and more things just kind of kept piling up, and I was realizing that this game is just like not done, like at all. It has now this isn't like a major release, but it has the worst translation I have seen in a like wide release game period, that I can think of. It is extremely stilted. Like, I would not be surprised if it comes out that this was like machine translated, or they just used they just did a single pass and didn't edit it again or something like that. Like, that's what it felt like.
Yeah, you see this a lot with Chinese games. It's just, unfortunately, I think, just because of the structure of like machine translation for that stuff is so bad that like if you don't have someone who's like got a good touch, like you end up with something really, really stilted.
It was so bad that there are multiple points in the game where the voice actors just seemingly like called an audible and did their own version of it. Like the voice acting did not match what was on the screen for the subtitles, and it was less stilted. Like they just did it better. So, you know, obviously, all of the parts that are voice acted are way better than all the parts that aren't. Like, all the parts that aren't are just, you know, very poorly translated, very poorly written. So I don't. Okay. I'm just trying to think. So the world is interesting at first because there is this like, you know, like, oh cool, it's like the cyberpunk kind of deal. You know, it's got a really great art style. And they set up that, you know, that's a lot of humans got turned into robots because of some like mechanization virus. And so when they announced this game, the trailer showed that there was going to be, at the very least, a lot of SCP content in it. This was basically going to be an SCP game. And they decided for some reason that it wasn't going to be anymore. Probably because they were like, oh, you know, we don't want to like pigeonhole ourselves into that. Like, you know, we will get more eyes on it if we don't market it only to SCP fans, which makes sense. But then there's a bunch of stuff in this game that only makes sense if you know SCP stuff already. Like, you know, there's a part where you do a boss fight against the unkillable lizard, and it's like, you can get away with that, because if you don't know what that is, it's just a cool looking monster, you know, whatever. There's a point where you're like, a guy comes in to give you some information, and he just goes, well, sorry, I can't talk too long, but there's a zombie outbreak in another city. Some plague doctor guy's walking around. I don't know. And it's just like, okay. Okay. And as you go through the game, like, the object of the game is you're this girl named Anne who very randomly has like powers, like battle powers, and she's trying to find her brother, and he's like he's trying to find a cure for this like illness that you have. It's not very well told, you know, like it's very vague. And as you're going, they're showing these cutscenes that for most of the game are completely separate from what's going on with you. Like right at the end, they basically just go, "Oh, he got pulled into like they don't call it that, but it is the SCP Foundation. He basically gets pulled in because they want to have your help. Basically, that is what happens. And so there's these cutscenes of just these random ass characters talking to each other, and they're all based on like and so here's the crazy thing here too. They based characters off of like famous researchers from SCP Foundation stuff, which like you wouldn't know if you like if you were like a casual SCP fan. It's like, oh yeah, no, I know about like the Shy Guy, I know about the statue, you know, like that shit. But like they incorporated stuff from like deep cut lore stuff and then tried to cover that up, but they did a completely horrible job at it. Like you have to know who these characters are for the story to make sense. Like, you have to know who Dr. Clef is. If you don't know who Dr. Clef is, this game's story will make no fucking sense whatsoever. And at the same time, they tried to cover up that it was Dr. Clef. Like, it makes no sense. Like, it's so half-assed. Like, oh, it's so frustrating. Like, they should have... Like, and as you continue to progress into the game, because they, like, halfway chopped out the SCP stuff, the further you go into the game, the less the story has, like, any kind of, like, impact or structure. It all just completely falls apart at the seams. Because they seemed it was like there was a support beam, like the SCP support beam that they just knocked down, and then they just expected the rest of the house to stand up. It's just like I don't know. It is so bizarre.
Do you think it's like one of those things where, like, I know you say like they remove it for like, you know, just more broader appeal, but do you think it's one of those things where it's like they didn't realize how much of that information wasn't like known by the average person also? Like, do you think they just thought like, oh, we know this, so everyone knows this? Because I know that happens in a lot of games.
Maybe, but like, I mean, it's so bizarre because it's just like, I don't know, when some, like, if like, cause I was talking to some friends about this, and, you know, like, I like, the thought process of like, oh, was this maybe like a legal thing? Because, you know, like SCP, you can create fan SCP stuff very openly. Like, there's a Creative Commons license thing about it. And like, very recently they did a thing where they were like, oh, like, because, like, if you know SCP stuff, one of the first one was the statue that breaks your neck if you blink. And it was the picture of it was an actual sculpture that an artist made. And for the longest time, they had like an agreement with the artist that was just like, hey, you know, like, we didn't come up with this. Like, it was posted on 4chan originally. It was just like, it's so iconic that we're going to use this picture for the site, but it's on the bottom of the page. It's going to like link back to you and all that. And eventually I think they just went like, legally, it is so much more difficult to have this thing in like fan games and stuff like that. So they just took the picture off the site and they just went like, come up with your own interpretation. Like, it's up to you. And like, that was cool. You know, like they had a bunch of people like posting their like new interpretations of it and all that. And that was just like a nice, like, you know, expression of art, you know, like, hey, I love this story. I love this world. I'm going to showcase how I think it looks, you know, that sort of thing. But like, I was thinking like, okay, maybe there's some kind of like, you know, that they wanted to charge for this game and they couldn't because it was an SCP thing. And then I looked on Steam and there are a bunch of SCP games that they're charging money for. So yeah. It wasn't that. I it could have just been them trying to narrow it down. But again, like, you know, they could have just had the monsters in it, you know? Like, again, like, even if you don't know what SCP-682 is, you see this big fucking, like, bone lizard coming at you, spitting acid. It's I will say, one positive of the game, I did like the combat. It's pretty simple, but you do get some pretty cool weapons. Like, you get a fucking, like, charge beam, you get a missile launcher. You know, the combat's pretty slick. And yeah, you get to fight the fucking lizard, and it's a cool boss fight. Like, I had fun with a lot of the boss fights in that game. The like, you know, the like fights against the grunts aren't really anything to write home about, but the boss fights are cool in that game. And it would be cool if you're just doing that. Like, hell, you know what? You're supposed to be, like, so powerful. Like, they could have just been like, hey, you're fighting a bunch of the other, like, SCP monsters, you know? Like, have you fight the fucking Shy Guy? Have you fight the statue? Like, do other shit. Like, they mentioned the fucking Plague Doctor, let me fight the fucking Plague Doctor, you know? Like, just actually lean into it. But instead, it kind of feels like it's ashamed of itself, in a way, you know? Like, it's just like, oh, it's not SCP. No. It's legally different. No. Even though it is just that, and they stripped it all out, and I don't know. It's so bizarre. Like, okay, yeah, like they have like, there's one of the like researchers that helps you in the game is a talking chimp, and nobody like brings it up. Like for like a brief second, there's like somebody like your like partner friend who constantly is hitting on you, and it's like it's supposed to be like cute Yuri bait stuff, but I thought it was just kind of annoying. Like she just calls you darling constantly, and it doesn't go anywhere beyond that, and it's just boring. But she goes like, oh, he's like Dr. Monkeystein, hee, and it's like, okay, yeah, nobody would like, but then like I looked at it for a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay, I know who he is, because he has a medallion, and that's Dr. Bright, because Dr. Bright has the medallion that has his soul in it, and if he changes to a different body, it gets transferred into it, like that sort of thing. And it's like, again, like, it expects you to know that, almost, you know? Like, people wouldn't know that. And so, like, it's I don't know, maybe it's kind of hard for me to look at it in a way that's unbiased, because I wonder if someone doesn't know what SCP is, I wonder if they think it's cooler. Like, I wonder if they're like, oh man, look at all this cool stuff that these people came up with, and it's all the cool stuff in this game is just SCP stuff. Like, that's it. You know, like, it's lame, you know? Like, it's a huge bummer. Like, every time, like once I got like halfway through the game, pretty much every character I ran into was tied to SCP in some way, and I was just like, oh, that's this character, oh, that's this SCP, like, okay. Like, it's just, yeah, it feels like, I mean, I don't want to, like, I don't feel comfortable like attributing malice, but it could be argued that they did it to make their game seem more original than it is, in a way. Like, that like near the end of the game, like, they didn't really have any good like like ideas, and they were just like, okay, let's just stuff the last bit of this game with SCP stuff.
I just think about that in comparison to something like Library of Veruna, where they took the core ideas and then made their own thing, right? Like,
because yeah, like, I mean, Lobotomy
their own world.
Yeah, like Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Veruna are very much like, because like Lobotomy Corporation is just the foundation, and then Library of Veruna there is like the Wanderer's Library, which is like another like spin-off thing of SCP. Like, those are two things that are just basically that. But yeah, they made it their own. And like, same thing with like Control. You know, like, Control is very obviously inspired by SCP, but it also made it its own. And here they are just using those things, but not like they just filed the serial number off of things. Like, they should have just had it be an SCP game, or they should have just come up with their own ideas. And like that's just what's a huge bummer. Like, I mean, it still just feels really unfinished. Like, the last bit of that game has a bunch of cutscenes that were very obviously supposed to be voice acted, and they were just not. Like, the game crashed on me like 3 or 4 times near the end, like hard crash. That game is just not done. And there's a lot of cool stuff there. Like, again, the graphics are fucking amazing. Like, I love how that game looks. Like the characters like the main characters are pretty good. I mean, other than Ayane just doing the same thing over and over again. The side quests were bad. Like that's another thing that sucked. Like there's only like 20 of them, but none of them really meant anything. Like it is either like extremely basic like fetch quest stuff, or trying and completely failing to say something cyberpunky. Like, I mean, I think the moment that I realized that this game was going to be a huge disappointment for me was when I got a side quest where they were like, where Ayane goes like, oh, hey, there's this new virtual singer, and everyone really loves her, and I want to find out who she is. And you like go around to like 5 different people who are also trying to figure that out, and you don't really get any leads. They just all keep saying like, yeah, I want to find out too. And then all of a sudden you get a lead, and then you just go to an apartment, and then it's revealed that it's a fat guy, because of course that's the fucking twist. Yeah, and so like right there I was just like, okay, yeah, this game's not going to say anything. This game is not doing anything actually interesting at all. Like, it's just, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Like, there are 2 separate Valhalla cameos in this game. Like, you walk into one bar and Jill is just standing there, and you walk into another bar and Dana is just standing there, and I'm gonna be mean and just say it it feels like they wish that they were Valhalla. Like, they wish that they had the writing talent.
Don't most of these
of the Valhalla people. No, yeah, I know, but it's so fucking blatant here. Like, nah, it's nowhere near. It's a bummer, because yeah, like if they were just more like, if they were more confident in themselves, and they had an like a fluent Chinese to English translator, it would have at least been like pretty good. Like there is something here for sure. But I walked away from it just being like completely just like drained. Like, not like completely drained, but like just like, man, this could have been so much better. It really could have.
Yeah, that's sad, because I know a lot of people were looking forward to that. You wonder how like something like that gets a physical release, right? Like if you say like it's like something that like feels like mostly not finished, it's like, but you went out of your way to get a physical release, like.
Yeah, that was the thing that was like driving me nuts too. Because again, I was talking to some friends about it, and they were like, they were just like, oh, well, maybe they'll put out some more patches. And I'm like, no, they're not. They do limited run stuff when they know they're done patching it. This is the post-patch release. Like, this is done for them. Like, that, no. Like, if the game came out like this, I mean, I'd be upset, but I would be like, okay, let's wait and see how it is when it's patched. This is done. And it's like this. Like, no, this game, it's not done. It's not done. Like, that's just a shame. They released they printed an unfinished game on a limited run cart. The Switch collectors Facebook group should be furious. But
I don't know, they live and thrive for this, don't they?
I guess. I mean, I was just going to say they probably didn't play enough of the game to get to the parts that were really unfinished, because they buy 70 games every month. So, that's yeah.
They sure do.
All right. The other news. Let's wrap up the news. So this is a weird one, but I don't know, just bizarre. Hang on. Embracer Group announced that they had been in negotiations for a, quote, transformative partnership that was about $2 billion worth of something. Maybe they were getting bought out. Maybe they were getting a big investment. I don't fucking know. But whatever it was, fell through. And they were very, very upset about that.
Yeah, I went and before the show watched the Q&A just a little bit with the guy, the CEO of Embracer Group, and he just seems so sad. He just seems like really, really sad.
I mean, shit's probably kind of dour in there because they are the people who own the rights to the Lord of the Rings. So, the past week is probably not very good for them right now.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean. Gollum game turned out great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could just go straight into that. Yeah, so the Lord of the Rings Gollum released, or as they say in the apology that they had to post, the Lord of Ring Gollum. It released, and it was dog shit. It was really bad. Everyone was saying, "Oh, Redfall's the worst game of the year." Well, Gollum said, "Hold our beers, precious," and is the new worst game of the year. Very funny though, very funny. We actually have a video up on YouTube. Scott streamed it for under 2 hours because he played it and then had to make sure that he could get a Steam refund.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's so bad that they had an apology post like queued up for like the day after it came out.
It's a bummer when stuff like this happens and it's just sucks, but like also like I don't know what to say. It just sucks.
I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously game developers don't go out there and purposefully make shitty games. But like, my question is like, I really wonder how it got to this when like, they've been working on this for a long time. This was like one of the first announced like games of this gen. Like I remember they announced this and they were like, it's going to be on the Xbox Series and whatever the PlayStation thing is. Like it wasn't even called the PS5 yet. Like they announced this before it was called the PS5. So like this has been in production a long time. Like what happened? Something really must have gone down.
Or like, was there ever a plan at any point? Also, is like my question. Like, did they just get told they have the ability to make a Gollum game? And like, they were just like, okay, we can do that, I guess. Like, this is Daedalic. Like, they're people who make 2D adventure games all the time.
Yeah. And
like, it's really weird to see them go and make like a, big game like this, I guess, for lack of a better word. Like a, third person fully 3D game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really weird. I don't know why you would bite off more than you can chew with fucking for the Gollum game. It's strange.
Yeah, like
it's just strange.
All jokes aside, yeah, like it's crazy the fact that they made a Gollum game, that this is supposed to be like a big release, and then it comes out and it is just this. Also, yeah, again, also completely unfinished, super buggy, just complete mess of a game. That, yeah, I mean, like if this had actually succeeded, it probably would have just came and went because nobody really would have cared. But yeah, now that it's a bummer, or that it's a bad game, now people actually are paying attention to it because it's legendarily dog shit.
Yeah, sad.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe. I know that like we don't expect anything, but I can't believe the Embracer Group's been allowed to buy as much as they have. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm used to like the existing old guard being like that extremely, of like yeah, we've been around forever, so we just have like all these connections and stuff to just constantly like throw $1 million bajillion at everything and just make sure that we are able to do whatever we want. But like, this is like, who are you people?
Mm-hmm. Who was this for? Nobody.
Yeah.
Insane. Last bit of news here, there was actually another showcase that we didn't mention. There was a showcase for Marvelous Games, the people who do the Rune Factory games.
Yeah, I checked this out. It was pretty cool overall. I feel like there were a lot of vague games. I don't know if you saw this presentation at all.
I did not. I was at work.
Okay, well, so like the cool things are they announced like 2 new Rune Factories, Rune Factory 6 and like a Rune Factory Dragon game about dragons.
Sure.
And I'm excited about that one. I've never played those Rune Factory games, but I've always meant to, and that seems like a good one for me to play.
Yeah.
They announced like a couple of Story of Seasons games. Like I think they're still making that is a Wonderful Life remake, I think. And they're making a new multiplayer one, which is cool conceptually. Yeah. I think I mean, obviously everyone loves Stardew Valley multiplayer, so I feel like that's a easy slam dunk. They didn't have any Senran Kagura, which was very surprising to me, but what are you gonna do?
All the girls got breast reductions, and they're just living their life. They're all just, you know,
they're happy now. They don't need to fight. Yeah,
they all have jobs now. They're just, you know,
they're too busy for the Peach Beach Splash.
Yeah. Maybe in like 10 years they'll have a little reunion, but it'll just be like a little like round table discussion where they're just like, oh, I remember those times.
That was crazy. All that battle damage.
Remember when your shirt ripped and your boobs almost came out? Oh, remember when your shirt ripped and all your boobs almost came out?
They showed that Loop 8 game that I'm curious about that's coming out pretty soon. I don't know if you've heard about that one at all. It's like a time loop visual novel JRPG type thing.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's coming out on Switch soon. It seems cool. I'm curious to see. And they showed they announced like 2 different games that they showed basically nothing of. That they were just like, we're making these 2 different games. One is like an exploration driven RPG called like Life RPG, I think.
Project Life is RPG.
That's it, yes. And they were like, we want to focus it on being like about adventuring and exploring. Sure. And I was like, okay, sure. But then the other one, I think this is like maybe the worst game announcement I've ever seen in my life, where they were just like, we're making this Project Magia. And they brought out a guy and he's like, I'm going to tell you what Project Magia is. And then he just showed these 2 anime characters that were drawn by the Fairy Tail guy. And they went, we got the Fairy Tail guy to do the art for our game. I can't tell you anything else.
I'm looking at this right now, and he's just like, I think I would call this a new frontier. And it's like, what does that mean? What are you talking about?
It was like, I had no idea what they were talking about. But yeah, they were just like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. I'm not a big fan of the Fairy Tail guy's art, to be real with you. But
yeah, I don't really like what I'm seeing. This like alien dude is freaking me the fuck out. I want to hit it with a hammer.
It makes me sad because like I always like little dudes, and I feel like that dude is really bad at making little dudes. I feel like he makes them filled with such evil, like the cat from Fairy Tail.
Yeah, like this guy is like perfectly shaped to like go up girls' skirts. Like that's what it looks like it does. Yeah,
that's the energy. Yeah, extremely. Doesn't help. He only knows how to draw one type of woman.
Yeah, they sure did end it off with announcing a new Daemon X Machina game.
Yeah, that was crazy to me. I know, like, I think one person who really likes it, and, like, more power to them, but I feel so crazy in a world where Armored Core exists again.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the whole selling point of the original was that it's Armored Core veterans making a game. It was like, alright, I'll put up with this, like, whatever issues I may have, because there's not really games like this, but now it's like, we're getting one. Very strange. I didn't know. Yeah. Apparently, it was very successful. I was looking it up. Apparently, it sold very well.
Because there wasn't an Armored Core. And now that there is an Armored Core, I wonder how that'll shake out.
I feel like in general, like you hear that title and you see a mech and you're like, oh, cool.
I have a different reaction to it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. You saw what I was talking about. You saw.
yeah.
I'm
sorry.
I'm not gonna get into it again. I'm not gonna do this again. I'm sorry, everybody. Just I don't like.
No, John suffers from No More Heroes 3 every day of his life.
I don't want to look at Daemon Ex Machina anymore. Rose, you got one last thing on here, right? And then we can wrap this up. 'Cause we didn't get any questions. We're done after this.
Alrighty, yeah. Real quick then. I've been playing a lot of Arknights, friend of the site Wheel's favorite video game. And I think Arknights is doing pretty good now. I've had a lot of complaints about them over the years, especially with their writing, but I think they've gotten a lot better at it. They have like a story that takes place in London right now, and I was like, wow, it's actually told normally. They're just... Because Arknights has always had this problem where they cut to like 7 different groups in every cutscene, and it's like, dude, how can I keep track of all this? That's so much information. And they've really cleaned that up. Like, I think like they'll just cut to like one other group, and it's usually like a simultaneous thing where you're seeing different perspectives of the same scene, and it seems pretty good. The current event is Italian themed, and that's what I'm really hype about.
Mamma mia!
Italian. They made so many fucked up fat Italian men, and like dudes who just look like guys who have cat ears. Because I don't know if you've ever seen Arknights NPCs, but they are incredible. They just look like guys.
I have seen them. I played Arknights for a little while.
That's right. You did.
I've tried it like 2 or 3 times, and I'm just like, this probably has some of the better characters in a gacha, but also the issue is that it is the problem that I always have with gacha games, where they are not interesting enough for me to play them when I am not at work, and then the game is way too much. I have to focus way too much.
Yeah.
So I can't play it at work. So
yeah, and especially with how long, like I said, like most of the reading is in that game. It's like,
so fun. Yeah, that especially, because like, yeah, you know what? Like, I could be like, I'm gonna grind a little. I could just set this over. Yeah, I could do that. Whatever. I could do my dailies. But like, yeah, when an event came up, I was just like, I have to sit here for like 20 fucking minutes and read this. Like, I have to help customers. I try to be very understanding of workers being lazy. Like I am pro slacking off on at work. Don't get it twisted. But also there's a point where someone is walking up to a register and you have to help them. And I would not have been able to do that if I wanted to play Arknights. So, no, but okay. One more thing though.
Yeah.
A lot of people that I spoke to were incredulous that I was incredulous about Lapland being Italian.
So, like, I get it, because it's that name, right? You hear Lapland and you think, like, I don't know, Swedish or something, I feel like.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, whenever...
You didn't think that far?
I didn't think that far. I just, like, she's comeda for lesbians. Like, that is her whole thing. I kind of thought that she would just kind of have, like, a shithead, like, kind of hoity-toity, not really hoity-toity, but just, like, a kind of, like, a, ho-ho, like, you're going to stab me kind of thing going. But she is, like, full-on fucking keep pouring that gravy on my pasta Italian. Her last name is Saluzzo.
Yeah.
Saluzzo. I didn't know this. And
well, I think, like,
everyone was like, everyone was like, John, why are you so surprised? And I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like, and here's the other thing too. I'm not mad about this. I'm just very surprised, and I think it's a little funny. I'm not upset. Definitely. I don't think it's, like, stupid. I think it's funny.
I think part of that, like, you would have known if, I think, like, Arknights has really been cleaning up lately with its English version. Like, we talked about ANNO Mutationem. Like, machine translation feeling, right? Like extremely stiff because of like how Chinese translates into English. It's like really hard to, maneuver that specifically. And they've gone back and relocalized a bunch of stuff. And they've added, a bunch of English dub voice actors. And I feel like if Lapland had her English dub voice, you would have known this, right? Like you would have
very quickly
immediately known. Yeah. That's a big problem. I'm glad to see that they've they've been crushing it with a lot of I think like the English voices are very hit or miss, but the hits are like so good. Like you heard that Lapland one. It's crazy. And they did one recently for the old horse uncle guy, and that was fantastic. Like, dude using Polish words in the middle of sentences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean, like
awesome.
the voice actors are really good in that game. Like, again, I've only done a little bit. I've seen clips now, especially because people are sharing it. And I mean, that is how I found out Lapland was Italian, because someone posted like a bunch of I guess the data mined voice acting and all that shit. And I was just, someone was just like, oh yeah, here's Lapland's. And I was just like, whoa, buongiorno. Like, okay.
If you saw this event, you would have lost your mind with no context, because she's just constantly saying like "buongiorno," "buonanotte," like all the time. Like it's insane.
Sure, again, God bless you. But please tell me about the event now.
Yeah.
I am sorry for interrupting.
That's fine. I understand your confusion. I just think it's great. It's mainly about Lapland and mainly about the Texas woman specifically who Lapland likes, who is also not Italian though.
She's not?
She's American. She's Italian American.
Oh, okay.
So her first name is Selenia,
which also is kind of insane to me, but sure. Was she born in Texas?
I know that's the name of her family, but they chose that name, is my understanding. So could very well be.
Okay.
I'll say they just pick words. They're called fucking Rhodes Island. Like that doesn't.
That is true. That is true.
But yeah, I really like this event. I think it takes a little bit to get going, but it's really fun. I think they're really crushing it with their world building all the time in that game. Like really getting into we want to cover these different stories from different countries and consider the story that these countries would have, these types of stories. And I think this Italian one is really interesting because it's really getting into this notion of Italian reformations after fascism in the 30s and 40s, and also dealing with Italian American diaspora, who are these people, how do they relate to the old things? What are the tensions? Saying you're not a real Italian, stuff like this. Oh, but you're a real Italian. And she's the Texas woman is constantly called now you're a real Italian. And she's I'm from America. The stuff like that. None of this means anything. You people are insane. It's just really cool. It's a lot of drama. There's a judge as one of the main characters who's going around and trying to deal with being an anti-mafia judge in a mafia driven society. What that means, how you reconcile your ideals with the only way she's able to do that is working with one of the mafia. It's just really great Arknights writing. I think Arknights just keeps getting better and better at this stuff, and I'm really enjoying it. I think they have a feature that I think all games like this should have, even just real games where it's they do this thing where you can pick a character to follow alongside the story, and you can do all of them, and you just get to see what they're doing during the main story. And there's 12 characters, and you can pick each of them and see what they were doing at each individual point as little text message conversations, basically, as little events. And I love that. And I was thinking how good that would have been in Fate, right? Because Fate always throws a bunch of servants in, and a lot of them don't do much, like Nightingale, for example, in America. And it's would have been cool to see what Nightingale was doing during all these times, stuff like that.
I would love to know that.
Yeah.
I'm normal and can be trusted with that information.
She's really normal, and too. I just think Arknights and I know you didn't like it, but Limbus Company recently have both really been man, you can make gacha games not suck. Extremely.
Totally.
And it's just why do they choose to make them suck? I don't get it. I get that, like, part of it is money, but, like, from a design standpoint, fundamentally, like, there's a lot of things that are just like, why is this like this? Like, especially with Fate Go, like, you look at Fate Go and, like, clearly their heart is still in the writing, you know? Like, they're putting in the work, but it's like, all of the systems around it is like a nightmare. So weird. But yeah, I recommend Arknights. I really do. I think Arknights is great. I think it's a lot of fun. And I definitely think that it is a downside that is more of a real game, as it were. Like, you have to pay attention to the tower defense aspect a lot more than, say, Fate Go grinding. But at the same time, like, that means, like, it is a full-ass game that you can just play sometimes, like, if you're in the mood. And I think it's pretty good at that, especially now that they've been cleaning it up. Like I said, they cleaned up the localization for the earlier chapters, some of the earlier characters. Also, they reworded a lot of their lines. They added a new roguelike mode again. That part's fun, too. I just think it's great. I love to see, like I said, passion project, right? Like with Marathon, like, this is clearly a passion project for those people that are making this game. And it really shines through in everything they do. The fact that they, like, got all this stupid Italian music, like, to play, like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. This event has an entire section where you can just see all of the characters review a bunch of different Italian plays and operas. And, like, they're all just like, this fucking sucks, man. Like, half of them are just them being like, this is so stupid. I hate this.
That's fun. That shows me that they give a shit about the characters beyond just, like, well, we gotta draw them up so people will like them enough to pay money for them. Like, they put in the effort to be like, yeah, no, this is, like, a character that we care about and we're gonna keep bringing up, and not just be like, oh, they're just here for the event or whatever. Like, they are giving a damn about that game. Like, that is very cool. That is cool. Absolutely. I will say the thing that I also saw people talking about was, like, I don't know if they delayed it or they, like, rushed the like, they like, people were not expecting this event when it happened, and it launched apparently on the day that there was, like, an assassination on, like, a mafia judge. And one of the characters in the game is, like, named after him, like Falcone.
Lavinia Falcone.
Yeah, very funny, very good, just very good. You know,
they're just on a high level. That's the thing. Like, with that stuff, like, that's just insane to do.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's great. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really been enjoying that. I was happy that I finally, like, I decided to sit down basically, like, a month ago and read all the main story chapters I hadn't been reading. And it just kept getting gradually better and better. And then, like, this event was great. And I was like, cool, this is awesome. I love that it's, like, just great now. Because I think, like, early on that game was really bad at, like, the combination of, like, rough translation and just, like, not figuring out how they want to pace their things yet. Meant that, like, you just had, like, a lot of rushed, weird stories. Like, Lapland's only appearance in the game before this event was, like, in a cutscene, like a post-Marvel movie stinger at the end of, like, the third event that ever happened. That was just her, like, killing a guy named Capone. And it's just, like, now she talks all the time and she's doing stuff and it's awesome. And you get to learn all about her and you get to see her review things and you get to see her be insane. Like, it's awesome.
I need to. I would love to read her reviews.
I would too. AVGN, but it's Lapland. Like, fascinating concept. Oh, not to. I'm done talking about Arknights. I just need to say, did you fucking see the AVGN video? I don't think it was the AVGN video. I think it might have just been a normal Cinemassacre video where he did a fucking Honkai Star Rail ad.
I haven't seen that video yet, but I did see that he did an ad for Honkai, and that is very funny.
It's so fucking funny.
It's really good.
Took me back when I saw it.
I need to. Yeah, I'll watch that video, and I need to hear him just talk about Honkai.
Insane.
That's so funny. All right. Well, I think that about does it. We've talked enough, I think, about the games.
Yeah.
Rose, anything else you want to drop before we wrap this up? Again, no, I'm going to double check that we don't have any questions, but, you know, that's fine. Yeah, we don't. Okay. Anything?
Yeah,
anything for you?
not really. Like, I not to peddle gotcha games, but I think Limpus Company is pretty good. And it's about to update again. If you ever want to try a gotcha game that's not evil, because you can just get all the characters very easily.
All right. Well, let's see here. We got. If you wanna just follow us on stuff, we got a bunch of ways to do it. We got our website, Gamesline.net. Go on there and type it in, and you can look at all the stuff that we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of stuff, and please check it out. One thing I definitely want to highlight is Solon has been posting videos from PAX last year, and you know, obviously it has been a long time since PAX. It was the stuff was delayed pretty heavily because of the site redesign and, you know, just like life and all that. But you know, we are a website that is pretty much volunteer, you know, like pretty much all volunteer work, and you know, we all have jobs other than this. So you know, it took a while for this to get done, but all this stuff is really fucking cool. Like Solon and Franny did a lot of really awesome work, like interviews and gameplay stuff that is like on the same tier as the kind of stuff you would see from a big old website, and that's fucking incredible. And you know, I want these videos to get way more attention than they're getting, you know? Like, I want people to see this good ass content that is getting posted up by Solon and Franny. Please check it out. It's all on our YouTube channel, which is, I think it's youtube.com/thegamesline. Yes, youtube.com/thegamesline. It's getting posted on there. Putting up a couple of interviews like a day. We're trying to keep it all updated. It's sensational work that Solon put together. Please check it out. So yeah, there's that. Our Twitter at the Gamesline, Tumblr, gamesline.tumblr.com. Put a /ask at the end. You can ask us questions for the podcast. And Facebook.com/Gamesline, Twitch.tv/GameslineTV. Scott's been streaming pretty much every week now, so, you know, subscribe, keep up with what's going on. You know, I've been thinking about maybe doing some stuff too, but I need I need them to give me days off that are normal. Anyway, patreon.com/thegamesline. If you like what we're doing, $3 a month. So, yeah, we are shifting towards having more exclusive stuff. I hope that is okay with you all. I know we have said in the past that we wanted to have things be released early on Patreon and then you'd get it later, but Patreon stuff just seems to be more successful when Patreon stuff is just more successful when there is a very concrete reason to pay money for it. Just being completely honest with you, like, we need funds to fund the site, to fund creating things, so we are doing this because it is necessary for the future of the website. So we're working on more podcasts, and those will be at the very least, the plan right now is for those to be Patreon exclusive. I'm not really spearheading any of those, so I can't really say too much about it, but you'll see them sooner than later, I would say. At least one of them. We are not going to put Unlimited Railworks behind a permanent paywall, though, just because, you know, it didn't start that way. I think that would be unfair. But future stuff, we're gonna see how we feel. Play it by ear. And I mean, you know, we're open to criticism. We're open to talking about this. You know, let us know. Go to our Discord, thegamezone.zone. Type that into your web browser, and come chat with us about it. You know, tell us how you feel. You know, I'm open to hearing about this. I really am. And thank you to Meltchannel/Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com. or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. hey, you know what? Go pick up their stuff in Bandcamp Friday, which, hey, good chance that's not going to go away because Bandcamp unionized. So, hey, they still have to negotiate, but that's a really good step in the direction of Bandcamp Friday not going away. So there you go. Rose, where can people find you?
Over on Twitter, @Horngal, HORNGAL.
Mm-hmm. You can find me on Twitter @JOHN_MICHONSKI. And that'll do it. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Gamesline podcast. So long.